Good morning, welcome to today's session. It's a modified Sun Salutation, so thank you for joining me. To start a session, you can sit either easy cross-legged or you can come in to child's pose. If you have a cushion or a throw, you can place your forehead on the throw, or maybe use a block. Or you can just stack your fists, bringing the knees out wide, toes are together. Just a few of your natural breaths here, allowing you a chance to settle in. And then just keep the awareness on the breath, flowing in and out of the nose. And if you find your thoughts, your mind drifting, leaving the room, leaving the mat, without judgment, just bring the awareness back to the air flowing in and out of the nose. And very slowly, let's all meet up in tabletop. Knees are going to be underneath the hips. The neck's going to be in line with the rest of the spine. Spread the fingers wide. Toes can be tucked or the feet can be flat on the mat. And just some small hip circles. Work with your own breath pattern. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And if it feels comfortable for your back and your hips, maybe make those hip circles a little bit bigger. Maybe the shoulders are circling over the wrists. And then just gently check in with that breath. And slowly come back to center, and that's reverse the direction of our hip circles, starting with a small range of movement. And then just check in with the back and the hips, and then maybe make those circles a little bit bigger. Maybe the hips are floating back towards the heels, maybe the shoulders are circling over the wrists. And slowly come back to tabletop, tucking the toes. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow the hips to flow all the way back to the heels. Slowly tuck the chin, and on your next exhale, round the body in the cat and come all the way up to tabletop. And as you inhale, slowly come back to your neutral spine, a rolling cat. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, the hips flow all the way back to the heels. Pause here for a moment in that inhale. As you exhale, tuck the chin, roll up, cat. slowly uncurl as you inhale to that neutral spine. Check that the neck's in line with the rest of the spine. Hips float back to the heels. Pause. And then as you exhale, round it up, cat. Slowly uncurl through to that neutral spine. Keep the chest open. Come into a nice cow, checking that you're not dropping that belly too low. Checking with that lower back. As you exhale, hips float all the way back to the heels. Inhale. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, roll up, cat. Slowly on the inhale, uncurl, tabletop, cow. A few more of these. Last one. Slowly come back to tabletop. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Keep that spine nice and long. I'm just going to circle our hips here, kneeling hip circles. Work with your own range of movement, your own breath pattern, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And if that foot rolls onto the outside, that is fine. If you need to pad your hands around, that is fine too. And then slowly change direction. And then come back to center, just heel toe that foot in. And then very slowly come up to a kneeling lunge. Place the hands on the shoulders and then just gently circle the shoulders, shoulder rolls. And then reverse direction. And then release the hands, float the hands back down to the mat. Let's meet up in tabletop. Check your base. Step in the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And now kneeling hip circles here. Working with your own range of movement and your own natural breath pattern. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose. It may feel slightly different this side, and then come back to center and change direction. So this flow you can do any time of day, the morning, the evening. And then come back to your kneeling lunge. And let's do some bigger shoulder rolls. Maybe bring the elbows out to the side if that feels comfortable. Starting to get those shoulder blades moving. And then maybe reverse the direction if that feels comfortable for you. And then release the hands, soften the hands back down towards the mat. Just heel toe that left foot out a little bit wider. Keep the length in the spine. Gently draw the lower ribs in to activate your core. Step that right foot forward, coming into a low squat. The hands can be at heart or you can rest them on your thighs. Check that that pelvis is in neutral and you have the option of extending the arms out in front of you, holding it here. Maybe a little bounce. And on your next inhale, slowly come all the way up to standing. And then just slowly heel toe the feet in about hip width apart. Take a nice deep breath in, float the arms out and up. And have a nice long stretch here. And then just release the hands. In our flow today, to transition from the standing to the floor, we're going to hip hinge. We're going to start off by holding our hands on our hips, and our fingers are going to be by the hip creases here. We'll soften our knees. We'll keep the length in the spine. We're going to activate the core. I'm just going to demonstrate. You're going to hinge forward from the hips, looking down towards the floor. Soften those knees. Hips are floating back. And then you'll place the hands on your mat. Shoulders are over the wrists, trying to keep that spine nice and long, keep the core activated. And when we'll come up, we'll place our hands on our hips, keep the length in the spine, core stays activated, activate those glutes, come all the way up. Take a nice deep breath in, float the arms out and up, fingertips point up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen, exhale side bend to the right, nice and easy. Inhale center, exhale side bend to the left. Inhale center, and as you exhale, place the hands on your hips. Grounding down through both feet. And on your next exhale, hip hinge forward. Keep the length in the spine, keep the core activated. Bend those knees. Place the hands on the floor, underneath the shoulders. Step the left foot back, allow the right knee to touch the floor. Slowly come up into a kneeling lunge. Reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Keep the right toes tucked. Nice long inhale. Nice easy exhale. As you soften forward, place the hands on the floor, shoulders are over the wrists. Bring the right knee off the floor, coming into plank. Lower both knees down. From here, check that the wrists are over the shoulders. Wrist, elbow creases facing the front edge of the mat. Activate the glutes. Check that the pelvis is in neutral. Shoulder blades are on neutral on the back of the rib cage. Activate the core. And on your next exhale, start to bend and soften the elbows. Slowly lower down towards the floor. Tops of the feet in contact with the floor, your pubic bone. Imagine that you're pulling back with that mat, so try not to push down through the hands, pull back through the mat, come into a nice baby cobra, looking down towards the floor so you're not jutting that chin out. Activate the glutes. And then on your next inhale, slowly push all the way up to the knees, tuck the toes, and then slowly come into your first down dog, and just step the feet in slightly. Head and neck are relaxed, weight even between both hands and both feet, and then just bend those knees, so soften that down dog, those knees. Piking the hips up, you're making that inverted V shape. Breathe wide and full. And on your next exhale, slowly start to lower the knees to the floor. Step that right foot forward in between the hands. Push down through that right foot. Core's activated. Keep the length in the spine. Bring the left knee off the floor. Left foot comes to the front of your mat. Hip hinge. Bring the hands to the hips. Core's activated. Activate the glutes. Slowly come all the way up. Take a nice deep breath here. And on that next exhale, hip hinge all the way forward. Soften those knees, keep the spine nice and long. Place the hands on the mat. Left foot steps back, left knee touches the floor. Slowly come up into your kneeling lunge, your kneeling crescent. Float the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Nice long inhale. And on that exhale, soften forward. Hands come in contact with the mat. Bring the left knee off the floor, step the right foot back, plank, lower the knees to the floor. Activate the core, your glutes. Check the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, lovely long spine. And on your exhale, soften the elbows, elbows are pointing back, slowly lower all the way down to the floor, pubic bone touches the mat, tops of the feet. Activate the glutes, try not to let the legs roll out. You want to feel those inner thighs activate. Pull back the mat with the hands, baby cobra. Check that you're not jutting the chin up. And on your next inhale, slowly push all the way up to the knees. Tuck the toes, push the hips up and back to make your inverted V shape, your down dog. And then step the feet in. Soften the knees. Lengthen the armpits. Check that the head and neck are relaxed. Weights even between the feet and the hands. And then on this down dog, maybe walk your dog out, maybe bend one knee and lower the other heel to the floor, bend the other knee, or just stay nice and still. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower the knees to the floor. The left foot steps in between the hands. Then the right foot steps forward, hip hinge, place the hands on the hips, activate the core, the glutes, slowly come all the way up, keep that spine nice and long, release the hands. Take a nice deep breath in, float the arms all the way out and up. Keep the length in the arms and the spine, and as you exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up, side bend to the right. Inhale up, and as you exhale, bring the hands down through to heart center and hip hinge all the way down, bending the knees, keep that spine nice and long. Place the hands on the floor, right foot comes back, left foot high plank, lower the knees to the floor. Check your base, activate the core and your glutes. Slowly lower down, coming into low cobra. Check that those glutes are activated. And on your next inhale, slowly push up towards your knees, tuck the toes, push the hips up and back. Slowly walk the feet in, just a little bit. Check that the weight's even between the hands and the feet. The head and neck are nice and relaxed. You can stay still. You can bend the knees if you need to, keep the length in that lower back. And you have the option of maybe swaying side to side if that feels comfortable. And then just come to center. And on your next exhale, slowly lower the knees to the floor, step the right foot forward, the left foot forward, bring the hands through to heart. Hip hinge all the way up to standing, cores activated, activate the glutes. Release the arms. On your next inhale, float the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down through to heart center, hip hinge forward, all the way down. Place the hands on the mat, left foot steps back, right foot, high plank, lower the knees to the floor. Set your base. Glutes are activated, core's activated. And on your next exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Come in to your low cobra. Imagine that you're pulling that mat back with your hands. And on your next inhale, slowly come all the way up. And as you exhale, come up to down dog. Adjust your down dog. Check that you're spreading the fingers wide, lengthen the armpit, head and neck are relaxed. And if you want to move in this down dog, please do so. If you want to stay nice and still, that's an option too. On your next exhale, slowly lower the knees to the floor, step the left foot forward, the right foot forward, keep the length in the spine, bring the hands through to heart, hip hinge all the way up to standing. And as you exhale, release the arms. We're going to repeat your sun salutation with an add-on. Inhale, float the arms up. You have the option to bring the hands down through to heart center or keep the arms long as you hip hinge forward. Keep the core activated. Keep the length in the spine, come all the way down, bend those knees, hands stay in contact with the mat, step the right foot back, then the left foot. Option to drop the knees to the floor or you can stay in your high plank. Spread the fingers wide, shoulder blades are on the back of your rib cage, glutes are on, core's on, and as you exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Pubic bone comes in contact with the floor, coming into cobra. Check that you're not jutting that chin out. And on your next inhale, push all the way up, and we'll meet up in down dog. And on your next exhale, slowly bring the knees to the floor, step the right foot forward, bring the left knee off the floor, keep the length in the spine, bend that left knee, core on, left glutes on, and then as you inhale, slowly come all the way up, and as you exhale, soften into crescent. Hold it here. Inhale, lengthen out that front leg, and as you exhale, come back to crescent with a twist. So allow this right arm to drop down and back, windmilling the arms out to the side. Inhale, lengthen out that front leg, and as you exhale, come back to your crescent. And on your next exhale, hinge forward from the hips, hands come down towards the floor, bend in that right knee, step the left foot forwards, extend the arms, hip hinge all the way up. And as you exhale, soften all the way down. Hands come in contact with the mat, step the left foot back, the right leg back. You can stay here or bring the knees down towards the floor. Check your base, glutes, core, neck in line with the rest of the spine. On your next exhale, slowly come down into your cobra. Keep the glutes on, check that chin, and on your next inhale, push all the way up. Exhale, down dog. Adjust your base in your down dog, piking up the hips. Next exhale, slowly lower the knees to the floor, left foot comes forward. Tuck the right toes, bring that right knee off the floor, keep it bent. Core is on, right glute is activated, and then come all the way up. And then soften down to your crescent. Checking that the pelvis is in neutral. Inhale, lengthen out that left leg. As you exhale, drop that left arm down and back, windmilling the arms, twisting in your crescent. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften down to your crescent. Exhale, come forward, so hinging forward, place the hands on the mat, bending the left knee, bring the right foot forward, keep the length in the spine, hands either at heart or extend the arms, and hip hinge all the way up to standing. And as you exhale, release the arms. Just roll those shoulders back. And then just gently heel toe the feet out wide. And then you can just sway from side to side, softening one knee, then the other, and then gently roll the shoulders back. Just a couple more. Just give you a chance to check in with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then from here, we're going to transition down to the floor via a squat. Core's activated, glutes are on. Bring the arms up about shoulder height and allow the hips to come back, checking that that pelvis is staying in neutral so you're not tilting it at all. You can stay here or a little bit higher or come down a little bit lower, holding it here. Check in with the breath. And then hinge forward, place the hands on the mat, and then we'll all meet up in tabletop. Cross the feet over at the ankles, and then slowly come all the way back to seated, easy cross-legged. And then from here, sit up nice and tall, float the arms out to the side, and as you exhale, goddess arms, goalpost arms. Shoulders can be in line with the elbows, or you can gently drop them down a little bit if that feels more comfortable for your shoulders. Next exhale, release the fingertips down to the side of your body. Keep the fingertips nice and light, stay in here. Keep the length in the spine. And then place one hand on the opposite knee. I've got my left hand on my right knee. You can stay here, or as you exhale, you can soften forward, relaxing the head. Breathe wide and full. Next inhale, slowly come all the way up. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to reverse the crossing over of our arms. So I'm going to bring my left hand to my right knee, my right hand to my left knee. And as I exhale, I'm softening forward. Inhale all the way back up. Fingertips to the side of your body, reach the right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Just a nice easy side bend over to the left. And then maybe relax that left ear down towards that left shoulder, softening that left arm. Inhale all the way up, right fingertips touch the mat. Check that spine's nice and long. Reach the left fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Side bend over to the right. Maybe right ear's coming down towards the right shoulder, softening that right arm. Inhale all the way back up, placing the hands either on the knees or on your lap. Sit up nice and tall, weight even on both seat bones. Lovely long spine, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Bring your awareness to the breath flowing in and out of the nose. If you need a block to sit on, please grab a block, or you can sit on a rolled up throw or blanket. Just a few breaths here. And then just slowly bring the palms together to heart center and allow the thumbs to connect to the chest. Take a nice long inhale and sigh the exhale out through the mouth. Thank you very much for sharing your practice with me today. You can just stay here and do a few more deep breaths if you want to, or if you would like to add on a little bit more of a flow, you can do the tabletop flow, or maybe do a nice relaxation flow. Or if this is all you've got time for today, that is perfect. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Thank you.